Well, if anybody's tuned into this, I threw up a couple links earlier on social media to my live stream, and apparently, I guess this is the first time I've done this because I threw up the wrong link to the live stream. I said I was going to be using like a streaming service and not like the webcam on my computer. So cool. I see a couple people are joining in. I'm going to wait like another minute or two, and then I'll start taking questions. If anybody has any questions, feel free to throw them up in the chat window, and I'll answer any questions you guys have. Let's see here. Let's see. This is my first time doing this, so you guys might have to bear with me for a second. I'm trying to see if anybody's typing questions, and if so, where the heck I can see them. I've never even done this live stream stuff before. This is like literally my first one, so you guys got to bear with me. I see there's like 5 people watching. That's great. Let's see here. Live chat. There we go. Enable live chat. All right. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right. There should be live chat enabled. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to go ahead and type away. How's the trail, man? Okay. It's fun. I'm enjoying myself out here. If you want my honest opinion on how New Mexico is, I absolutely love the Gila River. I thought it was amazing. Right now I'm in like Grants, New Mexico. Everything other than the Gila, though, for me, it's kind of been like, meh. To be honest with you, it's like the people I've been hiking with are what's making it enjoyable out here for me, because the desert was kind of rough, real easy to get sidetracked and get lost in. And then there's been so much road walking out here, and every night you're setting your tent up on cow poop and you're drinking from where cows drink. A lot of it hasn't really felt like a trail to me. But from what I hear, everything north of Grants, it gets much, much better. So there's been some beautiful stuff, but a lot of it's road walking, and there aren't a lot of views and not a whole lot going on, But, I'm trucking along. I've been through Colorado. I did that last year, and I know Colorado it's pretty epic. So I'm really looking forward to making it there. Woo. Oh, man, we're blowing up in here. We got 4 people now. Anybody have any other questions? I'm in Grants right now because I ended up skipping a little section because when I first started from like the get-go, I was dealing with some major chafing issues, which like I'd never had to really deal with. I mean, I did in the desert on the PCT, but it was easily solved with some powder and changing up my shorts and stuff. This time out, man, I got really bad chafing. And just when I got done with the chafing and was able to cure all that, I started getting really bad heat rash on my legs. And it got to the point where I had kind of some open wounds going on and a minor bacterial infection going on. So I had to actually come ahead and get steroids and steroid cream, which is why I'm in Grants, because let's see if you can see my thighs. I had open wounds all through here. Like my thighs were in really, really bad shape on both legs, all the way down to like the back of my knees. So I had to hop off trail, and right now I'm in Grants, and I'm kind of recouping and just taking my sweet time, and I'm waiting for pockets to catch up, and probably zero a couple days, heal up, and then head out of Grants and try to start heading north and get over Taylor and start heading towards Colorado. So yeah, man, it's been a blast though. I mean, I'm in my element for sure. Definitely loving the trail. Anybody out there have questions? I see that many of you. Did I poop on a cactus patch? No, generally I don't poop on cactus patches because, well, I like to follow the leave no trace ethic. So I dig like a really deep hole and then I poop in the hole and then I pack out my toilet paper. That's generally what I do. So no pooping on cactus patches. But I'm assuming that's, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep this live Q&A to about 20 to 30 minutes because there's a UFC event on tonight and I want to watch it. So let's get some questions rolling. What do you guys want to know about the trail? What do you want to know about my gear? Anybody want to know anything? I've already told you New Mexico's tough. It's hard. It'll be like 80 some degrees, and then like you wake up and it's like 34 or 35 and it's just rugged. So like the temperature swings are a little bit to deal with, and so is the water issues. But like I said, Colorado, it's coming soon. Excited for it. How did I get the wounds? The wounds just occurred, man, and I think it had to do with the fact that that the desert's really dirty, it's dusty, and there are some pretty long carries in between towns. And coming through the Gila, I think or after the Gila, I don't know. At some point, I went like six days without a shower, and as a result, I mean, I'm wiping myself down and trying to keep myself clean with baby wipes every night, but your pores get clogged, and when your pores get clogged with dirt, you can end up getting heat rash. You get heat rash. How do you keep heat rash clean? Well, you keep it dry and you keep your pores clean. I tried to do that as much as I could throughout the desert, but it didn't work. And it started getting worse and worse and spreading down my leg all the way down to the back of my knee. And it got to the point where it kind of felt like needles kind of stabbing your legs. And I don't know. I hiked out of Pie Town and I was cruising. I was doing good. And then like I looked down and my legs were just it was in bad shape. I had some open wounds. I called a friend of mine who's a doctor, and he just recommended I go and I see somebody because it looked like the beginnings of a bacterial infection. So I ended up, I went to the clinic and I got checked out, and I was given steroids and steroid cream and antibiotics and the whole 9 yards. And I'm just taking like 3 or 4 days, and I'm going to heal up and take it easy. Well, nobody's asking a question, so I'm just going to talk. As far as gear failures out here, I've had a couple gear failures. So I've been using a Thermarest Uberlite for like a year and a half now, and I like it because it's like 12 ounces or so. It got me through the whole CT, a bunch of hikes in Hawaii, and through the first couple 100 miles of this trail, and then out of nowhere, it just started leaking air. And I spent like an hour and a half in a bathtub trying to find the leak in my pad, and I couldn't find it. And I figured, I'll just get around to ordering one eventually. And I woke up one morning at this little campground we stayed at, and I had to wake up like 4 or 5 times throughout the night to blow up my pad. And I just said, screw it. I had a phone signal. So I ordered myself a brand new pad. And I also made the decision at that point that I've been using a backpacking quilt for a long time, an Enlightened Equipment Revelation. And I've always loved it, but for some reason, like no matter how close I have the straps together when I'm strapping it down to my pad, I've been getting drafts and I've been getting very cold. So I said, screw it. I'm going back to a sleeping bag, and I ordered myself a Z-Pack sleeping bag. So my hope is by the time I get like halfway through Colorado, the bag should be done because it's a custom bag. And hopefully I can pick it up like maybe around Salida or something like that. And then I can send my quilt home, and I'll end up selling that because it's still in great shape. But so as far as gear items go, that's really the only issues I've had. And I've been really good this time on this hike with not losing anything. Like the only thing I've lost this entire hike was my freaking wired headphones on day one. I don't know how the heck I lost my headphones, but I lost my headphones. But I finally just now got a new pair. Woohoo! I haven't been listening to much music or podcasts out here anyway, so it wasn't that big a deal. But I don't know. Anybody got any more questions? So let's see. I've covered some gear failures. Um, I've covered my thoughts on New Mexico for the most part. You guys are going to see. Hey, what's up, Birdman? That was your question. What about my Uber Light and my pad? um, yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, goat head thorns. There's some pretty rugged thorns out in this area. I know. So I didn't have many issues with my Lone Peaks, but I know a lot of people, including Pockets. Like when we were walking through that whole first section leading up to Lordsburg, she was pulling like thorns this big out of the bottom of her shoes. Like they were just poking through the sole, poking right into the foot of the shoe. It's pretty rugged, man. Like everything out here will stab you. You got to watch it. Even some of the grass will stab you, you know. But I haven't been hiking with Ivy Tat, but I've run into Ivy Tat a couple times. I ran into him at the start of the trail, and then when I got into Grants yesterday, he's staying at the same hotel as me. So we talk story for a little, and then he goes off and he does his thing, and I go off and I do my thing. But yeah, I run into him, here and there out here. As far as the camera I'm using right now, I'm using this guy. I'm not using a GoPro. I'm using a DJI Osmo Action. I prefer this to the GoPro, but I have had one issue with this camera, and that was that you guys are going to see in the episodes coming up. I have like 5 episodes or so done, but I'm just releasing them one a week so that I can get a head start with editing and getting all these videos done, because it really is a lot of work when you're out here on the trail. But my one issue I have with this camera is somewhere along the Gila River, about halfway through the Gila. I don't know what I did. I must have accidentally like pushed a button or done something, but I turned the image stabilization off on my camera. Had no clue. I'm so used to just hitting the button, hitting the button, turning it off. I didn't even think anything of it. So like the whole second half of the Gila River was all really bad, shaky footage. And I've done the best I could as far as going into like Sony Vegas and trying to stabilize, all the video with the software, but I'm not an expert at that yet. And I did the best I could. And I'm trying to right now I'm editing episode 5, and I'm just trying to use this remaining messed up footage I have to create something that doesn't make you go, oh, I don't want to see that. Turn it off, just so I can put something up to represent that section. But other than that, I absolutely love this camera, man. So as long as I look at the thing every once in a while and make sure I'm in the right settings, I'm good. But I prefer this to the GoPro. This actually had a front-facing screen first, and just the noises. Instead of that beep, 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 beep that the GoPro makes, this is like, oh, it's a very nice, pleasant sound. Let's see, Birdman, as far as the DCF pack working, I like it. I love it. Now, similar to what happened to you on the CT, in the first 2 weeks, I had to stick a little piece of tape right there and a little piece of tape right there, because I must have tossed my bag down or it blew over or something and a cactus hit it. The tiny little pinhole in the DCF. And I didn't realize it at first. And then I'm like, oh, crap. Look, I got holes in my pack. Other than that, I love the DCF pack. I prefer it to the X pack probably. I just feel like it's lighter. It's more waterproof. It's not going to delaminate as easily as, X pack can sometimes. But yeah, I'm digging the DCF pack so far, and it rides like a champion. I'm really glad I went back to a pack with aluminum stays, because I was using a frameless pack for so long that I knew out here I was going to have to do longer water carries and longer food carries. So I went back to the aluminum stays in the pack, and it really helped. Like this thing carries like a champion. I think day 1, I started off in Lordsburg with 5 days of food and 4 liters of water. And I was pretty heavy. I was around 37 pounds. But you have to keep in mind, I'm carrying a laptop with me. Everybody out here thinks I'm nuts. Everybody edits on their cell phones. I can't do that. I can't edit on my cell phone. It's impossible. So I have a 1.7 pound laptop out here with me that I'm bringing. People think I'm nuts. What's up, Isaac? How's it going, man? I am right now I am in Grants, New Mexico. I'm over halfway done New Mexico, heading towards Colorado, and I got to slow down right now because right now the southern San Juans in Colorado, there's a lot of snow. I just read a post in the Facebook group today saying that people have been going up there with snowshoes and with skis and stuff trying to make it through it, and it's too much. There's too much snow up there right now, so people are like bypassing the southern San Juans and doing like alternate road walks around them. And I don't want to do that because from what I understand, the southern San Juans, I went through the northern San Juans last year on the CT, and they are epic, like absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. And I know the southern San Juans, it's something I don't want to miss. So I need to slow down, slow my roll a little bit, and don't go hiking like 25-mile days into Colorado. Because if I do, I'm going to encounter all this snow. And honestly, I don't have the snow experience to be like, oh, 4 feet of snow, 2 feet of snow, whatever, let's go. Rah! I don't want to do that. I'll die. I'll die. That's what will happen. So I don't want to mess with that, man. I want to wait until the snow melts a little, and I want to find a nice little hill. I want to play with self-arresting with an ice axe and like prepare myself. I don't want to go right into the snow like rah, you know. Let's see. Starting the CT in early July, what dates did you do it, and what were the overall temperatures? Did I pack warm enough? Too warm? So on the Colorado Trail, I started, I think, around July 15th, and I finished, around August 15th or August 20th, something. I think it took me like 35 days to do it, but I took my sweet time with the Colorado Trail. And towards the end, it was getting pretty chilly, but everything I packed, I found I never froze, and I found that everything I had worked. I had a 20-degree EE Revelation quilt. I had my Enlightened Equipment Torrid. I wore basically a Vormy River Run sun hoodie, and then I had my Montbell Versalite rain jacket. And those were my only layers. That's it. And I never froze. I was warm. It's basically I have the exact same gear out here right now. The same base layers, the same layers. Oh, with the exception of the Vormy River Run, I ended up ditching that thing. It was an expensive mistake, that shirt was. But now I'm using a Patagonia Tropic Comfort 2 sun hoodie, and I really, really like it. But towards the end, yes, it was getting cold around August. But I mean, it depends on what your idea of cold is. I live in Hawaii, so anything under 50 to me is like the ice age. It's it's really like cold to me. But like out here now, I mean, I've woken up a couple times with ice in my water bladder, and I'm like, oh wow, it's freezing now. But other than the drafts, I occasionally get in my quilt, it's not bad. I mean, it's just hard to get out of your tent in the morning when it's that cold out, but, let's see, I didn't have any elevation sickness issues on the CT, because I came from sea level. I flew into Denver. I gave myself 4 or 5 days in Denver before I even started. And because I was doing Denver to Durango, I was going very slow. But it got cold because, it was getting later in the year because I was up in high elevations. But let's see. Anybody have any CDT questions about New Mexico so far? Or Pie Town, the famous Pie Town? Or, man, you're going to see all this stuff in the videos coming up, man. I can't wait till you guys see this. You've only seen the first episode so far, but it's been fun. Like Pockets and I, we went to this park. We were whooped. We hiked a pretty long day. We set up our tents, and we noticed that, like, I don't know, like 40 feet from our tents is a half-eaten dead calf. And it's like, oh, great. Yeah, so a mountain lion or a bear has been munching on that. What do we do? We slept. It was fine. Figure there's still meat on the carcass. We'll hear it finishing that before it gets us, right? The pie in Pie Town, that, I don't know, man. You guys will see the episode on that. I wasn't very happy. And I was honest about it. And it wasn't that the pie wasn't good. It's that there was no pie when we got Pot Town. It was a massive disappointment, and I was very, very sad about it. But I don't know where Cake Town is, but I don't know. I'm allergic to cake. It gives me diarrhea. All right, let's see what else we got here, man. Woo. Been a good journey so far. I got about 10 minutes left, guys, and then I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna give us about a half-hour Q&A. And let's see, did I miss any questions here? Let's see, we talked about thorns, we talked about a camera, what town I'm in, talked about the CT some. I'm not leaving yet, TC Highlights. I'm leaving in about 10 minutes. But see, any more CDT questions, everybody? Tell you what, I'm staying at the Western Sure Stay right now, man. And this is the best Wi-Fi I've had in all of New Mexico. It's been very, very difficult for me to it's been really difficult for me to upload and edit video because I have to download music through this licensing service I use for all my videos. And not having internet, it makes this whole vlog thing very, very difficult. I end up getting to a town like that does have good internet. And while all the other hikers are out enjoying food and doing everything, I'm sitting here in a hotel room freaking editing videos. But oh, you're at the shore. You guys aren't subscribed. And her and I are leapfrogging each other right now. And she vlogs too. So check her out on YouTube. Daisy Hikes, definitely. Yeah, IB Tat is at this hotel, right? Well, he was at this hotel yesterday. I don't know if he left yesterday or not. He's probably like a day ahead of me now. As far as snakes go, man, I'm pretty sure, like everybody's told me they've seen snakes and stuff, but I'm pretty convinced that New Mexico is too harsh for snakes and they've all moved to Colorado because I haven't seen one snake out here. Not a one. But let's see, man. Yeah. Oh, water quality in New Mexico. You want to talk some water quality? Worst water I've ever seen on any trail. Like, really. Hold on. Speaking of water, we're talking about water. There are some very, very long water carries out here. The most I've carried so far has been, I carried like 5 liters because I knew we were going to dry camp. But I mean, not super long water carries, but you'll hit like some 20-mile water carries, you know, where there's no water for like 20 miles or so. So you got to bring everything you're bringing with you for the day. And unfortunately, a lot of times that ends up being from like a cow trough, like an algae-filled cow trough, or, you know, just a super, super silty, horrible pond or lake, or, you know, other than the Gila, like the Gila River, you never had to carry more than a liter of water because the Gila River, you cross it over 200 times. And, but like other than that, man, it's cow troughs and just nasty water that clogs up your filter. It's not a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't plan on leaving my camera in any random person's car this trip. Not like the Colorado Trail. And I'm also not mailing my camera or any memory cards or anything through the USPS. I actually have I picked up a little thing for memory cards. I brought I think 10 memory cards out with me. But I have this little memory card thing here that stores all my memory cards, so I don't have to rely on sending anything through the USPS and having them lose any of my footage, because that's that sucks. But let's see, everyone fixing on slowing down then. I don't know if everybody's fixing on slowing down. I think I want to slow down a little bit, because I know that once I get through Colorado and Idaho, once I get up towards Wyoming and those areas, I'm probably going to be able to bust out some miles, I think. If I get in any kind of a time crunch, but I just know that there's a lot of snow in the southern San Juans right now. So, and it's really early in the year. So I don't know. Let's see. those usual water carry lengths, they could be anywhere from like 15 miles, 20 miles, who knows. Luckily, we've been lucky on a lot of these road walks and a lot of stuff because there are a lot of trail angels and a lot of people out here caching water at like different spots, wherever there's a super long water carry, like people are leaving, 20, 30 gallons of water under a tree, tied to a tree somewhere so hikers can access it and have something to drink. Yeah, I haven't seen any snakes. Let's see what else we got going on here. Anybody else? We're going to give it about 5 more minutes or so. And so right now videos are going to be coming out like once a week. That'll change, maybe when I hit Colorado, I'll start releasing one every 3 to 4 days. I just like editing them and uploading them to YouTube and scheduling them, because that way, if I go, like I just went almost a week and a half or 2 weeks with like no Wi-Fi. I wasn't able to upload. I wasn't able to do anything with it. So I want to give a quick shout out to Jetta though, and the Toaster House in Pie Town. The Toaster House, like Pie Town was a disappointment because of the pie, but the Toaster House is Pie Town. Like the Toaster House, Anita and all the people over there, like it was just absolutely amazing, man. What they do for hikers, it's really, really cool. And Jetta, the Trail Angel Jetta, she like stocks a couple water caches out here, but she also helps any hikers in need, whatever she can do. So I ended up having to skip a section so I could get all this like dealt with and go into a clinic. And she's the one who shuttled me and helped me out. And she was a lifesaver. She really was. So, hey, Jetta, you're freaking awesome. And thank you so much. But yeah, man, I'm glad you guys are all tuning in and getting some questions out. Sometimes when I edit videos, I find myself talking a lot in my videos, and when I go to edit them, I don't include a lot of the things I talk about. And some of the stuff I've been mentioning today, about the long water carries and not seeing snakes and this and that, it's all stuff that I found myself saying in my videos, but when it comes time for the editing process, I don't include it because I'm like, oh man, I talk too much, But I don't know. Hey, so if you guys have been watching my videos, any suggestions? If you guys are subscribers and you keep up with my content, you guys have any suggestions as to, you want to see more B-roll stuff? You want to see more of me talking, less of me talking? You want to see more leg? More thigh? See, RG2 highlights, you're sus. I don't know what sus is. What does sus mean, everybody? All right, so I think I'm going to wrap this up, everybody. It's been just about a half hour. If nobody else has any more questions, I'm going to wrap this up. But I want to thank everybody for subscribing. Do me a favor. I'm trying to get some more subscribers. If you guys, when I post a video, man, do me a favor. Just hit share and say, hey, check this video out. It's interesting or whatever, because subscribers are good. And I make a little bit of money off YouTube, but, the more I make off of YouTube, the more it makes all this work I do worth it, right? So also check out my affiliate links. They're in the description of all my YouTube videos. And, you can go to Amazon through one of my links, and whatever you buy, I'll make money off it. So that'd be awesome. But, hey, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. And I don't know, man. These videos will be coming out weekly. Have a good night. Mahalo.